Hey guys, the video which you're going to be seeing, this is going to be a very enormous amount of valuable long form video after a very long time on my YouTube channel, and this is my Christmas gift to you. I just wanted to be a digital Santa for you, and this is a free value which I'm providing. This is a training which I did a couple of months back for a closed community who had taken my course, and I'm today revealing that training entirely. Probably a couple of things might not make sense right now if you're not doing a couple of things, but I'm sure this is going to be enormous amount of value to you guys for like 2.5 hours, whatever the training length period is. So I hope you enjoy. Hope you have this as a digital Santa gift from your Digital Pratik, and let me know what do you think about this. Let's get this rolling right after this intro. So are you guys excited? Like in the comments box, tell me like one, throw me a quick one, type one in the comments if you are able to listen to me properly, if my audio is clear, if the video is clear, and if you're able to see the screen right now. Throw me a quick one in the comments, and let's just move on. The first thing which I'm going to teach you over here. Now see, in the email, I told you that I'll be covering email marketing, lead generation and everything. All of those things are what? All of those things are marketing strategies through which you are promoting something. Whether you are promoting this kind of vessel, whether you are promoting this kind of remote, whether you are promoting this kind of bangle, like whatever you are selling, whether you are selling this kind of masks, whatever you are selling, you're using some techniques. So lead generation is one of the technique, email marketing is one of the techniques. So or technique or strategy or marketing thing, anything like that. All right. So if you're doing anything regarding that, by default, you are doing digital marketing for XYZ thing, for anything. But when we are talking about personal branding, and now because you're into this podcast challenge community, how do you build yourself as a podcaster and a personal brand as well? So now let me just break this myth of people that how can I become an influencer on Instagram, or how can I become an influencer on maybe Amazon? How can I become an influencer on let's say a podcast? All right, don't try to become an influencer on those kind of things. What I would suggest is all those things are just a medium. All those things are just the platform for you. All right, the platform for you through which you are doing something digitally to build yourself, whether it is a corporate brand or personal brand. Now we would be focusing just on personal brand. So let's suppose if you are uploading podcasts every single day or maybe consistently, and you are now becoming a podcaster as well. So what is happening? By default, you are doing personal branding. All right. So podcasting is just a medium through which you're trying to build your brand, which is personal brand. If you are doing something on Instagram, then probably what is happening is you're trying to build yourself or your personal brand using Instagram. It's the same medium. So always, and that's the reason why I always tell people that you always have to revolve around any of these things or all of these things, which are number one, image, number two, audio, number three, video, and number four, image. So I mean text. So any of these four things, if you are doing digitally and trying to bring value or pushing out some content on XYZ platform, you are into personal branding. All right. So when you're just getting started with your content, you have started with personal branding. Understand this. All right. You have started with personal branding. But the only thing why people don't recognize you as a personal brand is because you have not done that significant amount of work, or you haven't done any authority kind of work, significant authority in your space as an individual. If you have done that, by default, you will be treated as a personal branding guy in your segment. All right. So let's suppose if I'm selling this AirPods for Apple, assuming, all right. And if I'm selling, or not, let's not take an example of Apple all the time. Let's take an example of this Trivago. So that guy, all right, now who is with Paytm, he was actually leading that particular marketing thing for Trivago. What we used to think, like 80% of the people on planet Earth who were watching those advertisements of Trivago used to think that that guy is the owner of Trivago. Why? Because he was being shown everywhere. He was being shown everywhere, and that's where we thought that, okay, fine, this is the individual and this is Trivago. This is the individual and this is Trivago. Still to this date, now when he comes in Paytm advertisements, we think is, okay, fine, Trivago aa gaya. All right, is that happening? All right, is that happening? Comment yes if that is happening to you. All right, if you're getting this point, psychological impact of personal branding, throw me a quick yes over here, or just a Y in the comments box. Let's see if you're getting this concept over here. And guys, we would keep this as a two-way communication over here. All right, two-way communication. So make sure you are just typing in, and that's where I would come to know, okay, fine, my concepts are being cleared by you or not. So Anirban says yes, Ajay says yes. Awesome, perfect. So this Facebook user who has said yes, you are visible. Facebook user, you are not visible to me. So make sure you visit that streamia.com/Facebook once and approve yourself. All right, or else I won't be able to see your comments. All right, so people are saying yes, yes, yes. Awesome. And that's what you have to understand. So now the concept, the very basic myth or clarification or anything, the fundamental for you to become a personal branding guy or a girl as a podcaster is cleared. All right. If you keep on consistently putting out audio content in the form of podcasting episodes, you are by default doing personal branding. All right. Now let's talk about how to build a powerful personal brand for your massive growth using podcasts. Right. Let's take that example. So now, for the time being, I won't be looking into the comments because I would be changing the screen on my system over here. But I would just come back over there and see what is happening. All right. So now let's talk about this: how to build a personal brand for your massive growth, which I'll divide into short-term and long-term goal. I always divide this, and this is how I've lived my past 8 to 10 years now. For the past 8 to 10 years, I've been focusing on short-term micro. Most of the times I'm focusing on short-term. Now you might be worried, oh, Pratik is always like preaching and saying that long-term pe focus karo, long-term pe focus karo, and now all of a sudden he's saying short-term. Now understand this. When I say short-term and micro, it is all about making money for cash flow to support your long-term goal. All right. This is all about making money for cash flow to support your long-term goal. Now, this can be your regular job, part-time job, network marketing opportunities, selling newspapers, doodh becho, tuition classes chalao, kuch bhi karo. But you need money. You need cash flow. All right. Unless you are like a trust fund baby whose dad has billions of dollars of rupees to just give away to you and test around. Unless you are from that background, you have to make money every single month. That's what I did from 2010 to 2018. I focused on my short term, which are micro actions, which is what how I can make money every single month so that it can support my long term goal. All right. So that's the number one key which you have to focus. I have done job from 2010 to 2018. What kind of job? I started with call center jobs. Why? Because I still don't have degree. All right, I'm a dropout by choice from college. So I started with call center jobs. Call center के साथ blogging कर रहा था, affiliate marketing कर रहा था. I tried everything. Right, I tried everything till 2018, where then I finally realized, okay, fine, now I can leave. Why? Because I have some money saved for myself where I can just take a break. And if I am succeeding now, then I will consistently do the only long-term thing. All right. And in long-term thing as well, which is my Digital Pratik, my own business, which I'm doing right now. All right. In that as well, once again, I have to focus on short-term micro goals. Why? Because my business also needs to make money every single month. If it is not, then it is out of the market. Just like apne paise ikhatta kar liye, all right? Or let's suppose your dad gives you 20 lakh or 50 lakh rupees and you buy a Mercedes or BMW. It's easy to buy that. Why? Because you have one-time payment or one-time money. But now to drive that, to enjoy in Mercedes, to just have that adventure every single day, you will need to fill in the petrol. And if you do that every single day, you will need at least like 20,000 to 50,000 rupees petrol in that kind of car, provided how much you drive. All right. If you are somebody like me who drives a lot, all right, my on an average petrol expenses right now at the stage are up to 50,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees per month. All right, 15,000 rupees per month in my car every single month. So just imagine if I am driving a BMW now, how much it would definitely increase. Why? Because obviously the average. Same way you have to treat your business. Right? You have to treat your business as if you are buying a vehicle. So buying a vehicle would be fine. It would be fine because it's a one-time payment. But to maintain that vehicle, to enjoy that vehicle every single day, you need some cash flow. That's what you have to understand. So guys, once again, I'll ask you, did you get this concept of short-term and long-term carefully, where we talk about the micro, which will support your macro goals? Throw me a quick one in the comments and I'll see your comments over here and then we'll go further. This is going to be a very raw, natural, uncut, live training for you. Probably you have never seen Digital Pratik in this avatar. If you come from that DSIM background where I used to be senior digital marketing trainer, thank you so much for once, by the way. If you are from that background where you have seen me as somebody who was taking webinars and online classes, if you are from there, then probably you know me, or else this would be a completely new experience for you. And thank you so much for all the ones and yes, yes, yes. All right, once again, back to the presentation. So start making money for cash flow to support your long-term goal. Now the question arises, as a podcaster, how you can start making money for cash flow, all right? Especially during this pandemic time, especially when maybe you might not be having a job, or if you don't have a job, then how to get something where you can start making money? Good question. All right. So now let's break this apart over here. When we talk about starting making money, the best thing right now which you can do is you can provide free consultations. Obviously it won't give you money straight away, but it will have a strong foundation in the first month itself. I'll give you a step-by-step process over here. What you can do is, you might all know Calendly. Let me show you what it is. Calendly is this kind of tool. There you go. Now you will be able to see the Calendly screen as well. All right. So I'll show you once again. So I went to calendly.com and you create, obviously once you create your account, there would be new event type. You click on new event type. All right, and then there would be this screen. So I would add, I was at that screen in the while. So obviously because I was not sharing that screen, unfortunately you were not able to see. Anyways, so throw me a quick one over here, or not one, tell me your segment. In the comments, tell me your segments. What kind of podcast are you running? All right, tell me in the comments and I'll randomly pick one segment. Maybe yoga, fitness, like business, whatever it is. Tell me your segment in which you're doing podcasting right now. Just like for me, it is personal branding. So what is your podcast about? What niche or segment you are into? Tell me in the comments and I'll pick one randomly. And meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll try to, okay, habits, visible, documenting, on movie reviews, financial investment, all about startup, B2B marketing, relationships, business, self-help, funnel design. All right, so fine. I have got plenty of ideas over here. So I'll pick one of them. And meanwhile, I'm also opening up something over here so that I can monitor a few things. Cool. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So I was able to read a few comments over here in this one. And that is what I'm going to do. So I read something like a relationship as well. So I'll go into, let's say, relationship. All right. So let's say now I'm not looking into the comments. All right, guys. So I'll go into Calendly once again. And you are a relationship coach. Assume that you are a relationship podcaster, but now obviously when you're consulting somebody, you have to treat yourself like a relationship coach or somebody who can help into relationships. So what I'll do is one-on-one, I'll click on create. And now I'll say one-on-one consulting. Now this is just for you, all right? This is something you can tweak. I'm just randomly writing this, and you can change it according to you. One-on-one consulting for better relationships. Add location. Now you will see Zoom. Now when you're creating this account for the first time on Calendly, when you click on Zoom, it will ask you to integrate. So all you have to do is click on that link and then sign up using your Zoom ID, and that's it. It would be linked forever. So this will be Zoom now, and then you can write your description over here. So let's say this is where you have to write your descriptions regarding your call. Regarding your call, set an expectation for your clients over here. So make sure you invest your time in writing this beautifully. Just like I can show you one of my live pages. If I show you, there you go. So I'm clearly writing this over here. This is for people who already have questions in their mind with respect to your product, service, brand, or career, and are seeking some advice from Digital Pratik. Digital Pratik would love to help you. However, due to his tight and blah 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 blah. All right, and this is obviously, this would be monitored then by my team or at times by me as well. So that's how you can write your thing. Next, what you can do is just have a short link over here. So I'll just say one-to-one relation. This is just for you, all right? And this is the entire link then which you have to share: calendly.com/digitalpratik/one-to-one relationships. So obviously whatever link you have, you can change the color as well, which would be displayed on your home page, but that's fine. You can go with anything over here. So now once again, let's go into the screen. This is the one, all right? And now if I'm clicking on next, what it is asking in the next step is, when can people book this event, right? And you can just schedule what it is. Like I will go with 30 minutes, let's say 30 minutes call. And on top of that, okay. So I guess my team is also on the live and they are WhatsApping me. Cool. So 30 minutes, and then this is the schedule. So what you can define is, let's say on Monday, you click on this, all right? You click on this and you decide. So I'll decide, like I want a time slot from 9 to, let's say, early morning or noon, 12 p.m. And then I want to create a new interval that after lunch, maybe I'll go with 3 p.m. over here to 6 p.m. Right, 6 p.m. And what do I want? Do I want this schedule from Monday to Saturday or whatever? So either you click on or apply to multiple or multiple on Mondays, whatever. I generally go with apply to multiple over here. And then I will go with Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Let's say I don't want to take calls on Saturdays and Sundays. And I'll click on apply. So 5 days a week, I want to just have this. So now, can you see the entire calendar is with this timeline? 9 to 12, meaning because your calls are for 30 minutes each, you will have time. I mean, the people who are trying to see your calendar, which I'll show you in a while, they will see 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, and so on. And then once again, 3 to 3:30, 3:30 to 4, and so on. So all those time slots would be there. On top of that, you can go into advanced, and in advanced, you can show availability in increments of 30 minutes or maybe 5 minutes or 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Like this is self-explanatory. You can just play around. Maximum number of events. So how many calls do you want to get per day? Do you want to get like 10 calls, 20 calls? Because now, because you have, see, you have 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10:30 to 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11, 11 to 11:30, 11:30 to 12. So you have 6 slots in the morning, and similarly you have 3 hours later, so 6 slots another. So you have 12 different slots. Now, if you are not making maximum number of events per day over here, so let's suppose you only want 5. So what will happen is, if during today, if 5 people have already booked random slots, then the entire day would be off. If 6th person is coming, then that day won't be showing any empty slots, even though there are empty slots. So even though you are making 12 different slots for people to choose from, you will be only allowing 5 calls per day. So this is what is maximum number of events per day. So go with whatever you want, and then prevent events less than 4 hours or 12. I generally go with 24 hours so that I have a good enough idea, because I link this up with my Google Calendar. I'll show you in a while how. So in my Google Calendar, the events would be set and everything would be there. All right. And then buffer before event, just read this out. This is like plain and simple example. They are giving examples as well. Do you want to hide this event from main calendar page? No, I don't want people. I want people to see that, and click on next. And that's where it is. So this is the link which you can then share with people. All right. All right. That time. All right. So I guess this was the case. So people were talking about the description which I was reading. That was the screen which they were not able to see. Anyways, I'll show you that screen in a while later on. Cool enough. So now next is additional question. So this is the additional question. Like what kind of information people want or you want from people when they are trying to book your consulting call in the initial stage. Do you want name, email? You can change that by clicking on this. And this can be first name, last name, or name, whatever it is. All right, name, whatever it is. Nonsense. I mean, guys, don't book this call. All right. Any which ways, I'm not going to take anything over here. I'm going to cancel this. All right. So I'll click on apply and things like that. And then notification, you can add new questions as well. All right. So what just happened was somebody has booked this call. All right. I'll share with you. So somebody has just booked, and this is how it goes. All right. Obviously, I'm going to cancel this. So this is automatically integrated, and you get notifications on your Google Calendar and your Gmail account, which is linked with your Calendly and your Zoom. Everything happens over here. All right. So next, you can set your notifications. Now, all these things might not be available to you. Text reminders might not be available to you. Email reminders might not be available to you. Why? Because if you are using a free plan, on those free plans, it won't allow you. There would be an upgrade option. So unless you upgrade to $15 per month plan, it won't show anything over here. All right. Next, you can have custom, custom confirmation page as well. Generally, I go with custom confirmation page because I have this pro plan. If you have free plan won't allow you to do this. So I generally go with custom page. Why? Because then I can track how many people are coming to that page, and then in advanced things, you track that in Facebook ads as well, and plenty of other stuff. All right. So leave that if you're just getting started. Collecting payments won't be able to won't be an option for you if you're just getting started and if you're on free plan. So that's the thing, and this is live right now. All right, this is right now live. So if somebody is booking, you'll have a call. So I'll show you in this account. I'll show you. Currently, I'm not taking any calls. So this is the call. Some Ashish Gupta from our live right now booked, and it is for me right over here. Now, if you want to cancel, I'll show you how to cancel. All you do is click on cancel, send a message. Please don't try to be smart. Just kidding. All right. Don't take it seriously. And then you can say cancel event. And now this is being cancelled. And Ashish would also get an email. Even I got a confirmation over here that it has been cancelled and there won't be any call. So this is how you can do. Now, if you want to cancel the event completely, or you want to just delete that, all you do is click on this and delete. Yes, bingo. Right? And that's how it goes away. So now people won't be able to do anything over there. People won't be able to book that call. Not visible. Have you cancelled? I'll show you once again. All right. Don't freak out. I'll show you once again. So now you would be able to see. So let's suppose if I want to cancel this. If I click on this, this is the home screen. When you are on the home page, you click on any of the gearbox for your events, and then you click on delete, and that's it. It would be deleted. All right. So I just deleted that way. So guys, that's how you do it. Can you just tell me, was it like valuable? Did you come to know that how to use that? All right. So our Calendly is successful. Let me just write down Calendly, and you can go with free consultation calls. Can you see this? Yep. And do this for at least 1 month. If you're taking notes, try to do this for 1 month. And if you do from Monday to Friday and consult people, I'll tell you how to promote your link and how to get more of calls and things in a while, slowly and steadily. All right. So people are saying, yes, yeah, it's working, blah, blah, blah. All right. Perfect. Awesome. So 1 month. And if you take 5 days, and if you're on an average taking 5 calls, so 5 into 5 is 25, and 25 into 4 weeks, which is 1 month, would be 100 calls. This is my funda. But normally people don't do this. Just imagine, guys. Just imagine if you learn all the things which I'm telling you right now, and if you just start doing this, are you investing a dime? Are you investing even 50 paisa? No. I've just showed you a free way where you can consult people, provided you have knowledge. Now, if you don't have knowledge, nobody in the fucking world, not even Digital Pratik or Gary Vaynerchuk or some kind of Neil Patel, nobody can help you. Right? If you are not good enough, then nobody can help you. So if you are good enough, only then all these things will happen. All right. So now, if you have knowledge about your segment, your niche or your business subject, you can take 100 calls. You can consult 100 different people in this month itself. Or let's say you start with October. All right. You start with October. You can take 100. So just imagine you are consulting 100 different people. And if you get those 100 people into your call, you have 100 into 30 minutes on average, right? 100 into 30, which is what? 3000 minutes. 3000 minutes of content. People always ask me, sir, how do I create content? I don't have that much thing. I don't have this camera and blah, blah, blah. Do you have internet? Do you have Calendly? Do you have Zoom call? Do you have knowledge? If you have these things, you have 3000 minutes of content in this month itself. All right. 3000 minutes of content. Divide that. Like my maths is bad, but probably this might be like 50 hours. Let me just calculate. It should be 50 hours, right? 3000 divided by 60. 3000 divided by 60. Yeah, 50 hours. So 50 hours. Now, tomorrow, if you guys tell me from my podcasting community family, all of you right now watching, how many people are watching right now? 102 people are watching right now. Out of you, 102, 103 people who are watching right now, if you tell me that I don't have content, all right, I'll slap you in your fucking face. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? Throw me a quick one. Throw me a quick one in the comments if you got this. You guys have 50 hours of content in just 1 month. It's just that you're not executing. It's just that you're not doing. All right. Throw me a quick one in the comments. Let's see how many comments we get. How many ones we get in the comments. All right. Perfect. All right. So now onwards, if you are like, see, now I'll call you as my, what do you say, as my Digital Pratik superpowers, invisible superpowers. Tomorrow, if somebody on my Instagram or somebody, if like not on my Instagram, if somebody tells you that what should I do to create content, tell this method. All right. Tell this method that to put out content in the form of video or audio, or as a podcaster, as a personal branding guy, you have 50 hours of content bare minimum in 1 month. And then explain this process. They'll go crazy, just like you got, right? Just like you got. I'm telling you with my experience. I used to do this in 2017 to 2018. The reason why I'm good at consulting people right now, especially youngsters, is because I have done that for entire 1 year. Just imagine, I've just told you 1 month. I have done 1 year, right? 1 year of free consultation calls. And at that point in time, I didn't have that kind of setup. Provided if I had that kind of setup, this kind of setup, obviously, just imagine what kind of video quality would it be. But did I think of that? No. I just executed with whatever I had. Right? In fact, how do you know if someone asked this question from this community? Right? I didn't get that context. Anyways, so I'll show you one picture. Today only, I sent one piece of content, a raw form of content to my team to edit in the form of reels. It would soon be available on reels, but I'm showing you behind the scenes of this. All right. Now, this is a picture of me working in 2013 or 14, I suppose. And just look at this. If I zoom in, there is no MacBook. This is a plain and simple, like a laptop it was worth 14,000, I guess. It was normal Windows PC. You can see the mouse as well. Like it's a normal 200 rupees mic. I didn't have this Apple mouse. All right. This is worth 8,000. This is worth 200 rupees. All right. This is worth 200 rupees. And look at this. The phone which is there. The phone which is there is what is Samsung Duos. 3500 रुपए का डबला आता था, 3500 rupees का phone. That is the one which I was using at that point in time as well. So just imagine I had these kind of equipments and I started. So if you are getting an excuse of not having this content, you are just having a complaining nature. Get out of that. All right. So I can show you plenty of things like that, but let's move further. Let's move further with that. how we'll get to more people. Have patience, I'll show you everything. All right, this is not going to be a 30-minute training. This is going to be a long one. Just imagine we are just on the first point. We are still to go on a lot of things, and then in this long term. Now, can you imagine how much is there in my head which I wanted to share with you, but I cannot share that on Instagram kind of videos because it's deep dive. All right, perfect. So now let's come on this. Next, let me share my screen once again, and I'll go into the mind map. All right, now you would be able to see the screen. So let's go back, and the next thing which I would tell you is this pipe drive. Now, see, once you are taking all these, what do you say? Let me go into this, and yeah. Once you are having this kind of thing, all right, and you are getting consulting calls and everything, it's your job to just gather some information as well. So let's suppose when you are doing the first call, where is the pen? Yeah. So let's suppose you are doing the first call. Obviously, you won't require that much of a data to be jotted down. Maybe, okay, fine. My battery is low. Just a second. Laptop's battery. All right, sorted. So in the initial stage, probably you can get a notepad and everything, and you can just jot it down. But as you progress, and let's suppose you are from first call to its, let's say 45th call. All right, when you are, all right, so you won't be able to see this. Let's say you are on the 45th call over here. All right, and when you are on the 45th call, then probably it would be difficult for you doing this. All right, let's suppose ऐसे कैसे ढूंढोगे? Okay, कहाँ गया वो call कहाँ गया? What was the detail and all those things? You won't be able to search for that, right? And that's where you have to just jot all your details of the customers or the clients whom you are consulting for free as well. Try to jot that down so that it will be in a system. And that's where you can track everything based on the dates, based on the name, through systems, not through papers and then you manually finding it. All right. So in that way, let me share the screen once again. And here we are. So bingo. So these kind of tools like Pipedrive, HubSpot, and then there is Zoho. All these tools are known as CRM, customer relationship management tools. All right. They help you get all the details. I mean, jot all the details in prospects, leads, clients, payments, and track all the data. But when you're just getting started, once again, I'm telling you, start using Google Sheets. See, whatever method I'm sharing you will comprise of paid and free. If you're just getting started, always focus on free methods. All right, free methods. I'm going to show you free and paid both. So depending upon you, whatever you want to do. Pipedrive is an advanced CRM software which will cost you $59 per month. Now, I won't be showing you that because that's very detailed. And if I have to show you that, then my client's data would also be there, which I cannot reveal. So Pipedrive is something which I'm personally using. But I'm slowly cutting that down because I'm trying and testing some another thing as well now, which I'll share maybe later on. But you can use Google Sheets. Now, how do you track everything? How do you track Google Sheets inside that and everything? That's where comes one another thing I'll share, which is Zapier. All right, Zapier. Now, this is an automation tool, and this will help you. So let's say this will help you to connect Calendly and Google Sheet automatically. So let's bring this right over here. All right, but obviously this will be a paid tool. So this would be your first investment probably. All right, paid tool, this would be a first investment, and this will automate things in the back end. So let me just share with you how that is happening inside a Google Sheet. All right, so let's go back and how to link Calendly to Google Calendar. Guys, what I would request you is, I would request you to park your questions, jot it down. I will open up a Q&A session as well. We'll also have a break, all right, after 1.5 hours. Because see, trust me, guys, this is going to be an in-depth, and this is going to take 3 to 4 hours. This is definitely going to take like around 3 hours at least, unless I don't die. All right. This is going to take detailed information and everything. So hold your horses, park your questions. I'll open up Q&A during segments, and then I'll just answer all your questions as well. On top of that, what I'll do is I'll give you a break after 1.5 hours, probably. Maybe right now it is 2:47. So we are already 47 minutes into this training. So I'll give you a break maybe after like 15 more minutes. I'll give you a break at 3:30 maybe, or 15 minutes. So we all can chill out. And then once again, we'll be back on the live and things. This would be a proper live training for you. I told you in the emails and your notifications as well. This is going to be a live summit. So make sure you have plenty of time. All right. So yeah, park your questions and I'll come back to you. So let's try to integrate Calendly with Google Sheet and Google Calendar as well. And that's where the Zapier will come into picture. So I'll share my screen now of a Zapier. Just give me a second. All right, so now you would be able to see my screen of Zapier. All right, let me zoom in. So this is Zapier, which is the tool, and I'm using a paid tool, and I have a pro plan of 2,000 tasks. Now, what is task? Task basically is that let's suppose when one integration gets triggered, that is one task. So I'm having a 2,000 tasks wala plan, and this is like probably I might be paying what? I might be paying $49, something like that, $50 a month. But you can go ahead and check out the pricing, whatever you wish to. I'll just show you the techniques depending upon you, whatever you want, you can do it. So right over here, what I'll search for is Calendly. I'll select Calendly and I want to integrate that with Google Sheet. All right, I want to integrate that with Google Sheet. Now I will just choose the trigger point, that what do I want to do when something happens in Calendly inside Google Sheets. So let's select the trigger, invitee created. So let's say when somebody books a call on Calendly, which is invitee is created, what do I want to happen in Google Sheet? I want to create a spreadsheet row. I'll tell you what that means. I'll create a spreadsheet row, and let's say I'll click on use Zap over here. And now I'll show you in a while what happens in a working condition. So now all it is asking me is to sign into Calendly. So I'll click on that. Once you go into integrations, you will see Zapier, or you will see an integration key. Copy that. And that's what you have to copy inside your Calendly thing. So now, Zapier thing. So now I'll show you my Zapier. All right. So let me share my screen of Zapier. Continue. I've entered my API key and it is saying test your trigger. So I won't test the trigger right now. Let's close this and let's go on to the next step. So let's suppose we have integrated our Calendly now. It's time to integrate our Google Sheet. So I'll just enable my Google Sheet over here, log into your Google Gmail account. That's it. Click on continue. And now what do you want? So let's suppose you have to be very sure. So let me bring up my whiteboard over here for a while. If you are capturing full name and you are capturing email, and let's suppose you are capturing phone number. All right, you are capturing these three fields inside Calendly, then you will require 3 different columns in Google Sheet. All right, Google Sheet. So you'll require 3 different columns in Google Sheet. So now what you want is, if this thing is happening in Calendly, you want this data inside a Google Sheet automatically, so that your manual burden of jotting down in notes and everything goes away. So what you want is, you want to create a column of full name, then you want to create a column of email, and you want to create a column of phone in your Google Sheet automatically when somebody books into Calendly. And maybe you can also create a column of notes, so that while you are on call with that person, you can jot down notes as well. So you want 4 different columns in Google Sheet when inside Calendly this is happening. All right. So let's go into our screen once again. All right. Now I will come back to this and Drive. So I'll just select the Drive, my Google Drive, and a spreadsheet. I'll just select my spreadsheet over here, or maybe I'll just create one. So let's suppose, first of all, I'll go to google.com/sheets. So just give me a second. I'll share my screen as well. Just a second. Here you go. All right. I have this demo sheet over here. which I have just created in Google Sheet, normal one. And now I'm just having this first column as full name, second column as email, third column as phone, and fourth column as notes. All right, just keep it like this. All right, just keep it like this. And now let's come back to our Zapier. All right, let's come back to Zapier. And now in spreadsheet, what I'm doing is, all right, so I'll have to refresh the fields. So click on refresh and it will say Superman is on the way and blah, blah, blah. So choose your file and it is still not there. So I'll have to refresh this page, I guess. All right, so this is still not there. Let's search for demo. No, it's not there. So I'll just refresh the page. It might take time for it to be loaded over here, the new sheet which you have created. So let's select the value once again, Google Drive and demo sheet. Yep, there you go. So now select the demo sheet. And once you have selected the demo sheet, you can just select the worksheet, which is sheet 0, obviously the by default sheet. And check this out. It by default pulls out all the information. Let me bring my screen as well a little bit over here. So can you see this, guys? When we were just entering those things in our sheet, all those columns are now inside this Zapier as well by default. All right, by default. So that's what we have done inside this. So in the full name, what we want now in the full name, we want the invitee name in Calendly. All right, so somebody who is booking a call on Calendly is entering their name in the full name field. So we want that full name field to be linked with our sheet as full name. So invitee name to be inside a full name. So we have selected that. Now in the email field, we want invitee email, which is this one. All right. And then in the phone, we want invitee maybe phone options. All right, do we have that? Probably we have not created that, so I don't think so we would be able to see that right now. Invitee phone. All right, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to go back to Calendly. I'll just share that. We'll have to go to Calendly over here, and let's quickly create a new event. Create, and this is demo calendar. Add location as Zoom. All right, demo 10, let's say, and next. And now let's suppose this is the schedule. I'll just keep it as it is. Next, and this is the link. But invitee question, what I want is I want this to be deleted, and I want this to be like phone number, let's say, and this to be required field and phone number. All right, apply and save and close. So now this is happening. So what I will require is, guys, I would like you to do this. All right, let's do this with you guys. Go to this link, which is let me just share this on the tab. So I'll share the link once again over here. Where is it? All right, anyways, I'll create a banner, and this is the banner which I want you to click. So please, guys, can you right now, can somebody go to calendly.com/digitalpratik/demo10? All right, go over there and book it right now. I'll show you a live demonstration. All right, so Mohammed, Altamish, Ashish Gupta, and I mean, now it will start rolling up. So I'll go back over here and let's see in the home screen, schedule events, and we're able to see 3 people have already done this. All right, so let's take this example. I mean, whatever example, all we have to now do is we have to go to, what do you say? We have to go to Zapier. So I'll once again share the screen of Zapier now. Let's go back to, where is it? Zapier. Come on, man, where are you? All right, so we are back on Zapier. And what I'll now do is I'll refresh this field. All right. And first I'll go over here in the Calendly. So we have Calendly, then we have invitee created, continue, and we have chosen the account, continue. And let's test the trigger now. We want to test the trigger of all you guys who are right now booking in. So let's click on test trigger. And the latest one would be right over here, maybe. So Rajesh Yadav. All right. So Rajesh Yadav's details have been fetched over here by Zapier automatically from Calendly. So if I click on continue now, all right. So now on Google Sheet, what I want is I want that detail. So automatically now to test this trigger, all those details would be there. So I'll just stop sharing the screen for a while. I'll fetch his phone number over here. He has already entered the phone number, and now I will just go ahead. In the notes, I have just made it empty. All right. So notes, it is empty. And all I'm now doing is clicking continue. All right. I'll share the screen in a while because there is a phone number I cannot show you. But yeah. So now let me share the screen. So that's how it is. Once you check that, all right, obviously the column C is error. The only reason is because it's the notes section. So turn on Zap. And now it is running. All right, the Zap is on, both are triggered. So guys, we are done with this two thing. And obviously the Zoom is also done. Zoom, you have to integrate with your calendar. So this is how you can start, and you can start with your content and your journey in personal branding with free consultations. Now, once you have that, obviously, if you want to now start taking payments, you can start taking payments of PayPal through PayPal. Create your account on PayPal, which is for international payments. If you are taking local payments like Pan India only, then try to use Instamojo or Razorpay. I've used both. Currently, I'm using Razorpay. So on Razorpay, what you need to do is you have to just go to payments pages. So I'll show you that as well. So how do you create a payment page for yourself without even having a website, right? So I'll share my screen of Razorpay. First, I'll show you in a while that what kind of payments and how it works. So let me just share the screen for Razorpay. And you should be able to see all the payments over here. Now see, these are the payments like from a couple of them are from July, a couple of them are from August, and you can clearly see they are being processed and they are being deposited in my bank account as well. So the settlements in Razorpay work like this: T plus 2 working days. So let's suppose if somebody is paying you in Razorpay today, then you will be getting paid maybe. So today it is what? Today is Monday. So you will get the payment in your bank account on Wednesday. That's how it goes. All right. So you can see that like on 20th July, I've got payment of 8,700 something, then 34,000, 13,000, 15,000, 11,000. So this is from one account which I'm showing you. Now, like, don't go deep. Just to get started, you have to understand that this is how the payments work. Now I'll show you how to accept payments like this and how to create your products beautifully in your Razorpay. All right, in your Razorpay. So I'm going to stop my screen and I'll log into one dummy account so that I can show you a couple of data from my Razorpay. So I'll log out from this. So see, this is one of the fresh accounts. I created a dummy account as well. So when you are going over here on the Razorpay for the first ever time, what you will need is you will need to create a free account. Obviously, once you have created your free account, it will ask you to enable your KYC. You will have to verify your KYC. That means you have to upload your PAN card. Everything would be there step-by-step process. And that's something which is self-explanatory. So you'll have to do your KYC. Once it is verified, after that, it would show you test mode enabled, account activated, live payment. So now this particular account, which says your KYC verification was successful, payments will settle to your bank accounts as per your settlement cycle. So this is how it will be going. And this is a very fresh account. You can see like there are no settlements other than just one. So this account was went live on 4th September because I wanted to demonstrate a couple of things for you guys. So I wanted a fresh account. So this is the fresh account. Now all I'll do is I'll go to payment pages on the left hand side, click on payment pages, and right over here you will click on create payment page over here, and then click on create your own. You can click on any of these. I generally create my own, and let's go. And I'll enter the payment detail over here. So whatever it is, like let's say IAM just for live This is just, I'm going to give you this to test around, and let's see how it goes. All right. Later on, obviously later on, I am, and just for live training. All right. And I'll enter the amount. Let's say I'm charging 499 rupees, and let's click on save. And I want their email when they are entering the payment. So this is what might have happened when you were purchasing Podcast Roadmap Challenge. All right. So the payment which you are using through Razorpay was this kind of thing. So let's check this out. And now email and then phone number. I also want people's first name. So I'll say single line text, and the label should be like full name, and save. And you can arrange this as well. So I want full name, then email, then phone number. And that's it. All right. I'll click on create and publish page, and bang, like that, you have your page right now live with you. If you start sharing this link, so let's suppose if I open this link up, all right, if I'm opening this link, this is a live payment link. If I share this link with you, and if you click on pay 999, blah, blah, blah. So let's suppose you enter your name, email, phone number, pay 499. It is linked with my bank account right now, right? So you will be able to make a payment on this. So this is how you can start accepting payment for your coaching program, consulting calls, which I showed you. Now, once again, you will have to use Zapier for the same. So let me bring up my screen over here a little bit so I can talk to you. So once again, what you have to do, previously, what you did was, previously what you did was you linked your Calendly through Zapier with Google Sheet. This was your Zap. Now what you have to do is you have to link your Razorpay. All right, can you see this right over here? Yes. Now you have to link your Razorpay to your Calendly. Yep. Razorpay to your Calendly, or you can also do Razorpay to your let's say to your Gmail, through which a normal email would be sent, or you can do Razorpay and track all the payments to your Google Sheet. And then what you can do is you can track your Google Sheet all the time, and you can call manually that, hey, thank you for booking your call. We'll send you a link within 24 hours. And then you can WhatsApp, maybe you can text message the link of the Zoom call, Calendly call, and things like that. So that's how, I mean, you can work around. This is something like, it's your personal choice. You can use Zapier to automate like crazy. What I feel is Zapier is something like an employee of yours who is doing something manually, right? That's how I think. So if you are paying money for Zapier, imagine as if you are having employees who are doing specific tasks. Yeah, this is what we all marketers are using in the backend, right? So always imagine like building a personal brand and then doing all these things on automation and things. It is not easy, all right? I'm not here to demotivate you, but I'm here to make you a practical decision based on your life over here, right? मुझे मालूम है ये पूरी ट्रेनिंग आपको शुरू में इतना मजा आएगा ना, but as I go further and further and further and deep down, I've not done yet. I've just trained you for the basics. Still to this time, this is very basic training. All right, this is very basic training. So just imagine what kind of work and things we all do. All right, we all do. So always remember, it is not going to be easy task to build your personal brand as a podcaster. You have to think of the long term by doing micro activities. All right. So hope that is clear, guys. Hope that is clear. And now you can now you know the gist of Zapier as an automation tool for so many things. So just throw me a quick one in the comments if you have got the concept still now, and then we'll progress further a little bit. All right. Throw me a quick one. So that's how you can use InstaMojo and Razorpay. And then obviously one more thing which I'll share in Razorpay is this one. So I just forgot that one thing. So inside this, if I go back to Razorpay dashboard, you can also customize that. So once you are able to save and publish the page, just click on cross mark, and now click on page settings on the top. All right. And right over here, you can set an expiry date. So let's suppose you are sharing this link of 499, which can be an exclusive deal, and you want to send this to your crowd, and you want to just make sure that this payment link expires after certain hours or certain days. So let's suppose I'll set an expiry over here. Today 7, so I want to expire this link on 8th, and I want to expire that at 12 midnight. So let's say 12 midnight. All right. So on 8th, meaning today, after, so right now it is 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. So at 12 a.m. tonight, so after almost like how many hours? 6 hours and 30 minutes, this link would expire. So nobody can buy. So if I'm promoting this link, then nobody can buy through this link at 500 rupees, whatever I'm selling. So that means that this is the thing which is expiry. So my link would expire after this thing. You can also show a custom message which would be displayed in the email, which they get automatically from Razorpay once they confirm the payment. So let's say, thank you for your payment. Thank you for your successful payment. That's it. And then you can redirect people to a specific website as well. So just imagine when you might have purchased Podcast Roadmap Challenge. At that point in time, after making a successful payment, you were getting redirected to a thank you page. So that thank you page we have to create separately, and then you can link it up over here. So let's say I can say this is http dot blah blah blah, like digitalpratik.com, like randomly. All right, and let's click on save and publish. So now if you make a payment of 499 rupees using this link, then once you make the successful payment, you will be redirected to what? digitalpratik.com, the link which I had shared as the custom redirection link. If I don't put that link, then by default it would just go to a by default random Razorpay's thank you page. All right, so that's what will happen. So I'll just remove that redirect to your website, and I'll just keep this like this, save page, and bingo. So this would be the link now. See, there were two phases till now in the cash flow process. One was you started with some free consultations, you got experience, you built your work portfolio. Now you have started taking payments as well. All right. And now this process might take around 6 months for you. 6 months for you. And once you are started to take payments, now you can go to freelancing platforms like Upwork and Fiverr and start creating your profile over there and start acting like a freelancer over there as well. Now you can do all these things all together if you're capable enough, but if you're just getting started having no clue, then I'll just tell you start with free, then try to take some payments of maybe 1,000 rupees for 30 minutes and things like that. And then you can start doing freelancing work as well, because now you'll have portfolio to show to people over there on freelancing platforms. And then you can create a one-page website, which is optional. Try to go with WordPress, and I will share one screen with you. Just give me a second. I'll share one link on the screen. Just write this down. I've shared one website over here, tyler.com. All right, I'll just visit that link as well. Tyler.com. Now, this guy has been teaching WordPress 100% free on YouTube since past 10 years. Can you imagine? 10 long years. And he provides tutorials of 4 hours, 5 hours training. And this is his current tutorial. Learn how to make website. All right. And here it is. Let's just wait for it to load. So he has this 25 different modules, 25 different sections. Everything is there. Like if you click on this Google Sheet, all right, if you go to that Google Sheet, let me share that with you over here. There is a step-by-step instruction, step-by-step checklist as well. So just imagine how deep he has done this. And then there are plenty of tutorials as well over here. 27 easy steps, introduction, WordPress, and obviously the website is still loading. Let's just go to second one over here. But you got this just. If you want to start a WordPress website, please don't take anybody's courses. Don't pay money. Everything is free when it comes to WordPress. All right. Still, if you want to pay money, pay me money, like pay me 50,000 rupees and I'll build your website. Just kidding. Huh? Okay. So see, this is how it is, like step-by-step instruction. If you click on this, the videos would open. Everything is video based, detailed videos. All right. So it would almost take like 4 hours for you to complete this 25 different section, and you will have a beautiful website on WordPress for yourself. That is completely optional, but if you want, you can start building your WordPress website by this time, because now you have taken some payment. You can invest your money in website hosting and domain names and everything. So I'm taking this training through a level where somebody who has zero money and wants to start personal branding as a podcaster, and somebody who has already money and they can also do these stuff. All right. So WordPress, now start running Facebook ads to get clients, or follow this method to get clients. This method, in the sense, there is this link which I'll show you. I'll open that up. Just give me a second while I share that. All right. Can you see this? This is the one yesterday only, 23 hours ago. I have shared this thing, and this is going like crazy. This is going viral. Hundreds and thousands of people are sharing this on their Instagram story and tagging me, because this is useful. This was like live when I got two potential clients in less than 7 minutes to this lady who was talking to me, and this was one of the consultation calls. So that's how you can start getting clients as well, if you don't want to invest your money in what do you say, in ads. So that's something which you can do. Once again, back to this, and now have a target. Have a target that how you will do this. So when you're just getting started, set one target. Set one target that you will take at least 10 client calls. All right. I told you 100 calls, but those were for free. When you are now targeting for paid calls, try to have 10% of what you have done in your free version. So if you have done 100 calls in like free calls, then for paid, try to have the target of 10. So that is 10%. So if you are targeting 10 client calls in the initial stage, try to charge them 1,000 to 1,500 rupees, whatever, based on your capabilities and level, and then charge them, and you might start earning 15,000 rupees just from consulting calls. All right. Slowly and steadily, in 6 months, if you are doing this consistently for 6 months, if you are getting 10 client calls, try to increase your budget slowly and steadily. Now you will have some business aspects, you will have to have some business knowledge as well, all those things. So you'll become mature, and slowly and steadily you will realize that, okay, fine, now I can charge 15,000 rupees as well for your call. So now currently what I'm doing, I'm charging $200 for a 30 to 60-minute call, which is close to 15,000 rupees. So if I'm taking 10 client calls per month, then I'm generating 1.5 lakh rupees just from client calls or consulting calls, which is just from Zoom and Calendly. That's it, nothing else. All right. So that's how you can now build you yourself as a podcaster. See, now let me bring my screen over here. And bingo. So just imagine, guys, when we started this, we were starting as a podcaster. But did you imagine something like this as a personal branding? You always try to worry about how I'll make money now through podcast and all. You don't have to necessarily make money through podcast in only. All right. Podcast, once again, is just a medium for you to build your personal brand. But to make money, you don't have to necessarily use podcast always. You can make money through various different things as a podcaster and as a personal brand. Do you get that concept? And I've told you that how you can start with free, then paid, and then increase and grow and scale. All right. So throw me a quick one if this micro segment or short-term thing or cash flow mechanism was in your head now, or is in your head now. Throw me a quick one if you have got this point, and then we'll take a small little break over here. I'll come back after 15 minutes on this live, so you guys can have your coffee or whatever you want. Just go to Lou or whatever. All right. And after 15 minutes, I'll come back on the screen. Till that point in time, you won't be able to see me. This live would be there. It is still there. All right. The live or broadcast will never end till I end. So 15 minutes break. See you after 15 minutes, guys. So as we talked, all right, let's get back to work once again, guys. Hope you had some break, susu break, water break, intake, output, all the breaks. So now let's go back to social media accounts over here. All right. So the last point in this thing, let me zoom out. So last thing in the short term or micro for when it comes to cash flow and everything is social media accounts. Obviously, while you're doing all these things, if you are recording yourself, if you are documenting yourself, if you are getting experience, then definitely you will be posting your content on all the platforms. So right now, if we talk about September 2020, the organic platforms are LinkedIn, obviously. YouTube is evergreen, like mechanical engineer. So Yeah, start posting as much as you can. And today itself, I posted something on my reels as well, that when you're just getting started, don't make this mistake of going all in. All right. You won't be able to be consistent. See, for the first few 2 or 3 days, you'll be super pumped up. You'll be super excited. So what will happen is you will post on LinkedIn, you'll post on YouTube, you'll post on Instagram, you'll post on podcasts, you'll post on here and there and everywhere. You'll post 50 to 100 stories. But after 3 days, you'll be exhausted. All right. And then you'll think, oh fuck, I'm not able to be consistent. This is not my cup of tea. Personal branding बहुत tough लग रहा है मेरे को ये वो. But you just made the mistake of going all in on all the platforms. When you're just getting started, start with at least one, and then try to be consistent. And once that consistency comes on one platform, that's where your mindset would be trained automatically. All right. Now your mind knows that, okay, fine, you have to post content, you have to post content, you have to post content. It's like your paradigm shift, which I taught you in day 0. And that's the reason why for me, posting content is like super easy. Like I can post content like day in and day out. Just imagine I can go like live training like this with full energy. I used to do this thing in 2015-16 while I was a senior digital marketing trainer at DSIM. I used to train people for 10 long hours. All right. 9 to 12 batch morning, then 12:30 to 3:30, then 4 to 7 in the evening. 3 batches of 3 hours back to back for the entire day, and that too online webinars just like this, where I cannot see you guys. I just have to talk to camera, and then I have to do something. So it's years of practice which you require. So try to pick one platform, try to be consistent, have some hold of yours, and then you have to just go on second platform, then be consistent. That's the point where you will figure out, okay, fine. Now it's a challenge for yourself that whether you will be consistent on both platforms or not, right? That's where you will realize, okay, fine, 2 is fine. Now let me try 3 platforms. Let me try 4 platforms. And that's how you will be on all the platforms in like maybe 1 or 2 years. So that's the reason why it's a long journey. It's not going to be overnight success. All right. Overnight success. Awesome. So now let's go back on the long term. So now that you're clear with the short term micro, which is always like till the point you are doing personal branding, you are doing short term, which is micro. Micro has to be there. Period. End of story. Short term goal is always cash flow input, always. And you can never escape out of that. Only when you take vacations or something like that, you take a break from your content or business or something. That's the thing where you take a break. Other than that, it's always there in your life. Now let's talk about the long term. All right. Long term, let's go back into this mind node, and I'll just zoom in. And here it is. So in the long term, it is all about building your brand for long-term period through all the actions which you're doing in short term. But now on top of the consulting calls or coaching people, so let's say you started with consulting people, which is one-on-one, one person to one person. Then you can expand that, and maybe over a 1 year period or 6 months period, what you can do is, if you have your community, ask them to pay maybe 100 rupees for a 6 months period. All right, just 100 or 600 rupees for 6 months. That is 100 rupees for 1 month. And if you get 100 participants in your group, then you will do group coaching. Just like if I'm doing this coaching right now, where people are watching me inside Facebook group, this is kind of a group coaching. So if you are doing this group coaching, that's the second phase where you can do. And the third phase would be obviously building your own digital courses and everything, which is like which requires a lot of knowledge, a little bit of investment as well in courses, time, product, knowledge. All right. Just imagine what kind of knowledge I have provided you in podcast roadmap challenges in just 7 days. All right. So that's what you have to do when it is micro actions, but slowly and steadily your micro actions amplify and they grow in themselves. And that's where automatically the long-term macro goals are now into picture for your life. That's where you are now talking about digital presence, potential traffic, engagement, conversions, analytics, and remarketing. Now, the fundamentals, I won't go into fundamentals of all of these things because they are already available on coaching.digitalpratik.com for free. Just enroll in the module named Digital Marketing Fundamentals 2020, and you'll get knowledge about all these things. and explanation about all these 6 steps of digital marketing process for any business. I treat any business in the world comes under these 6 segments. All right, so understand this and your fundamentals would be clear. And now I will actually jump into individual ones. When you are now talking about the long-term thing, what do you mean by all those things? So now will come the things which I told you: email marketing, lead generation, sales funnel, everything would come into picture inside this. So see, this is ClickFunnels software. Now you can use any landing page software and you can create lead magnets. Now what is lead magnet? Lead magnet is nothing but something which you are providing for free as a digital product, and then you are trying to get some name and email information of the prospect, which becomes lead. So you are trying to attract your leads by giving some kind of bribe. So that is your lead magnet. So you create some lead magnet. Lead magnet can be anything, like it can be an ebook, it can be a checklist, it can be a mini course of 3 days, it can be like a video training, a webinar, whatever it is. So try to have such kind of lead magnet. Now those kind of lead magnets will only happen if you have experience, if you have done your short-term micro things carefully. So once you have that, you will require some tools. Now I'm personally using ClickFunnels, so I'll just share my ClickFunnels dashboard. You can use anything. All right, let me see if it is visible. Yep, perfect. So now all you do is right over here on ClickFunnels, you click on funnels and click on create new, and I'll just show you how it is being done. So behind the scenes, what happens when you talk about digital presence, email marketing, lead generation. So for lead generation, what you require is a basic phenomenon. Let me actually first explain you on the whiteboard. So here it is. So let's erase this. Let's erase this. All right, first I'll explain you a little bit of whiteboard explanation to understand how this email marketing, how this lead generation, and how these sales funnel would be interlinked with each other. All right, and one more thing which I'll require is where it is. All right, never mind. So now carefully look over here. All right, this would be visible till this point, I guess. Okay, so I'm drawing a line so that I can know what all area you will be able to see. Perfect. So I'll draw within this lines. Fine. Now assume that this is your landing page. Now I can show that inside a tool called Funalytics, which I'll show you in a while. But first, I'll want you to understand over here. So assume that this is your lead magnet, LM, short form LM, and lead magnet is just a bribe. So assume that I'm providing this ebook. All right, just like in free podcast challenge, I provided an ebook. So assume that that is your lead magnet, in exchange of which you are asking for a name and email. All right, now after that name and email, this comes the thank you page. Now this depends upon single opt-in and double opt-in. So if you are entering your name and email on the landing page, and if you are able to get the thank you page and instant access to that email, to that lead magnet through your email, then you have just done one activity. All right, just done one activity, meaning this is known as single opt-in in email marketing. But assume that this was not the case. What happened was, assume that when you are going to a landing page and you are entering the name and email, on the next page, it asks you that, hey, one more step, check your email and click on the confirmation link to get access. So this would be kind of a check your email page. All right, you are still not getting the access to lead magnet. So this is check your email page. So what is happening? You are getting an email. You are getting this email. When you are clicking on the link inside the email, at that point in time, you are getting access and you are being shown the thank you page. So here is the access. So basically what happened was, the visitor who came to this landing page did one action over here, one activity, which was entering the name and email, which is filling up the form. So that is one activity. And second activity is clicking on the link in the confirm email. So once that is happening, only then they are getting access. So because there are two different activities, this would be called as double opt-in. All right, this is known as double opt-in. So these are the two terms inside email marketing. So depending upon you, what do you want, single opt-in or double opt-in, you have to do this. I'm going to show you how that happens inside email marketing in a while. So guys, type Y if this was understandable. All right, if you understood this single opt-in and double opt-in in email marketing, then please type Y. All right, meanwhile, I'll just erase this. All right, so I'm now able to see Y. Perfect. So let's now understand this. I'll take an example of single opt-in. So assume that you got access to this ebook over here, but on top, and you also got an email, thank you email with the link to download the ebook. But now on this thank you page, what you are getting is an offer. So assume that that is one-time offer, OTO. So OTO 1, let's say. So let's take an example of this one. All right, let's take this example of this one, that when you enter the name and email for that podcast roadmap challenge ebook, at the same point in time, you are also presented 7 days podcast roadmap challenge product as well. So that was like an OTO and thank you page. All right, you got access to email, you got access to ebook, but at the same point in time, you also got this particular thank you page where the offer was presented. So that's where OTO was present. Now, if somebody buys this product, then depending upon how the OTOs are there, if I have second upsell, I might have this OTO 2 as well. And then after they purchase this, then the final thank you page might come if I don't have any more OTOs or one-time offers. At the same point in time, I might also have downgrade offers. So let's say after this OTO, let's say this is 499 rupees offer, and people are not saying yes. So if people are buying this, let's call yes. If people are buying this product, which is 499 rupees, then they might go to this page. But if they are not buying, then we'll show them another page, which is downgrade offer. And we might say, so let's say downgrade 1. All right. And we might say that, hey, okay, fine, 499, okay, fine, I'll give you 50% off. I'll share with you just for 249 rupees. All right. And then if they buy, then it's okay. Even if they don't buy, I want to present them OTO 2 for sure. And this might be, let's suppose, an additional advanced training on something. And this might be worth, let's say, 4,999 rupees. Now, if they are buying this product, which is OTO 2, then they would get the thank you page. And they would be said that, okay, fine, you will get all the access in the emails or anything. But if they don't purchase this, once again, let's say I'll present them another OTO or downgrade number 2. And instead of 4,999, I'll present them 2,999 rupees offer. All right. And if they buy this, okay, don't buy, then also it's okay. And I'll then redirect them to thank you page. So on the thank you page, I would just have a generalized message that, hey, thank you so much for purchasing the product today, or just accessing the ebook. Whatever you have purchased and made transactions for, you will get respective emails for access to everything. All right. Hope you enjoy that. Goodbye. That would be a generalized message. So if they have purchased just or if they have just got the ebook and they have skipped everything else, then they will get access to ebook only. If they have got this 499 product and skipped these two offers, then they will just get ebook plus this. So that's how it is triggered. And behind all this mechanism, Zapier works, then courses like Teachable platform works, Razorpay works. So just imagine how important Zapier is. The reason why I showed you Zapier in the initial stage is because of this. All right. That is indirectly, I was teaching you marketing automation. All right. Marketing automation is automating things digitally. And Zapier is one of the finest tools ever right now in 2020 world. So now you got this idea. let me just, so you got an idea of sales funnel, you got an idea of email marketing. So email marketing, how my emails would trigger. When they are entering the name and email, I want a triggered email and I want to send them an ebook through this. So at that point in time, I want to send this ebook email. Then let's suppose if they are coming on this page, which is 499 rupees product, and if they're buying that, then I want to trigger another email, which is a thank you email for 499 rupees product. And if they don't buy, I don't want to send any email. Once again, if they're buying 4,999 product, I want to send another email, and that's how it will go on. So all these things are email marketing automation, right? On top of that, now let's talk about Facebook ads. If you know the basics of conversions, if you know the basics of pixels, then how the Facebook ads would be configured. I'll just give you a brief about that as well over here. So on Facebook, I'll build a custom audience of people who are visiting this page, people who are visiting this page, this page, this page, this page, and this page. I'll build an audience of all these pages visitors. And then while I'm retargeting people for retargeting campaigns, what I'll select is people who have visited this page, but they have not visited this page. Meaning people who have downloaded ebook, but they have not, if people have visited this page, meaning they are just the visitors of landing page yet, they have not downloaded. But if somebody is visiting this page, meaning they have downloaded or they have opted in for the ebook. So now I want to run a retargeting campaign for people who are not downloading ebook and they are just bouncing back from this particular page. So what I'll do is I'll target people who are visitors of this, but not visitors of this. So matlab kya ho gaya? Ke people who are not downloading or not going further, I want to retarget them. So out of 1,000 people, if 300 are over here, then 700 people would be retargeted with my advertisement. That's the concept. And similarly, you can move further. So let's suppose if people have visited this page, all right, which is 4,999 rupees, then by default, what has happened is they have purchased 499 rupees, depending upon all the trigger mechanism, obviously, because in 499 page as well, there would be a skip button. So if they are skipping that, then they might go to this page. But if they are coming to this page, by default, they have purchased that. So if they are visiting this, then I know that they are purchase guys of this one. So if they're visiting this, but not the thank you page, then obviously they have come to this page by purchasing this. So now what I'm saying is in my copy of Facebook ads, I would say, hey guys, so probably you might have purchased my 499 product, but you skipped out of this because maybe you might be busy or maybe the price was a little bit tough and things like that. So here is the offer once again. If you want, click on the learn more button and come back. And that's where I would retarget them. So how I would retarget? I would retarget people who have visited this page, but not this page. All right. I will retarget something like that. So it's like, it's so much detailed, guys. It's impossible for me to even like tell you everything in like 9 hours of training, because that would be like my 9 years of mind, which I'm sharing, which I'm trying to share probably. And that's what I always tell people, like, the thoughts which are going in my mind are at the speed of light, and the words which are coming out of my mouth are at the speed of sound, which will never match. All right. I want to deliver as much value as I can from my head, but it doesn't get delivered through my words in a particular period of time. All right. So Ajay says, hats off this, sir. This much you are teaching in free. I have paid more than I know, Ajay. I can very well relate to you. I can very well relate to you. I know people sell courses for this, and see, it's perfectly all right. Now you are learning this kind of thing. Why? Because you have invested in my podcasting challenge product. So by default, you have paid something to my brand, and that's where you are getting this value now. So it's my job, a brand's job, to nurture you back. This is where the actual person, this is where the actual brand grows. If you're not nurturing your customers, if you're not nurturing, and that's where I also posted one of the posts recently on LinkedIn, it's about retaining your customers versus just getting new customers. Like, what about the existing people? If you're not able to nurture them, now that doesn't mean that I have to sit across with you every single day and nurture you guys. No, that won't happen. Okay. So don't take it in another way. But the value which you're getting over here, like it's tremendous knowledge, and people who have invested money, only they can know this. All right, perfect. So obviously all these trainings which I'm doing, I will also come up with paid courses. You already have got this idea that if I'm investing in all these things, like these are detailed things. All right. And if I'm doing these kind of things, obviously I'm going to come up with paid courses, but you will have an additional edge over all those new people who would be buying my product. So even if you buy my next courses, you will have an additional edge. Why? Because of this training. Because you now know a couple of things which they might not know. Plus, you are getting this personal touch over a live video webinar. All right. So that's the thing over here. So there are plenty of things which come when you talk about these. Number one, you talk about Facebook ads. You talk about Facebook conversions. You talk about Facebook pixels. You talk about Facebook audience, custom audience. You talk about email marketing. You talk about sales funnel and softwares like ClickFunnels. You talk about marketing automation. You talk about delivery of your digital courses through Teachable. You talk about Razorpay as a payment gateway. Then what next? What next? Marketing, email, Facebook ads, Teachable, Razorpay. You talk about lead nurturing. All right. So the thing which I'm doing with you right now, it's lead nurturing. Whatever emails you are getting on like consistent basis, kabhi kabhi aapko jo emails aate hain, motivational emails and all those things, that is a part of lead nurturing. All right, I'm scheduling all those things. Then you're retaining customer. All right, so all these things are at a club. So now what I will do is I'll go into my screen once again and I'll show you the exact thing which I did for my podcast roadmap challenge, which you guys went through. So backend mein kya hua? When you invested your time in downloading my ebook of podcast and then purchasing the podcast, and then you were showed the thank you page, what all things happened in the backend on automation and the advertisements. I will show you all those things step by step right now. All right. And then probably we would be able to end the training or something. So probably still somewhere around 1 hour, I guess 1 hour to ho hi jayega aur. All right. So are you guys excited to see the screen right now? All the backend processes and automation and everything, which I'll show you. Are you guys excited? Throw me a quick one in the chat box if you're excited. All right. Throw me a quick one. All right, perfect. Perfect. So I'll just erase this, and then as we move further, I'll show you based on the podcasting challenge. So here is the screen. Now I'll just cut off my camera over here. I'll just share the screen. This particular funnel is inactive now. It is not working because I've stopped the enrollments of podcast roadmap challenge. So I'm no longer promoting that. But see, this is the ebook. This is the ebook landing page. So if I go, let's click on edit page. All right, so here is the complete ebook landing page. Now, I won't be sharing how to create these kind of pages and all those things, because probably I will require 5 to 10 days of training, then in-depth training about all the elements and all, because I don't believe in like 1 hour trainings for ClickFunnels or something like that. I need detailed explanation for everything so that you get the most out of it. So this is the thing. And once it is there, so the thing which needs to be done is, let me just share that over here first. So this is the first step. All right, this was the first step, and now I'll go into everything, Facebook ads and everything, Facebook and Instagram ads, obviously. So this is the landing page, and I'm promoting this free ebook of podcast. All right, this is free ebook of podcast, and let's see what happens next. So when somebody is clicking on this get instant access, what should happen is I have set an action. What happens is it opens a pop-up. All right. And that pop-up is right over here. This is the pop-up. And when they enter their first name and email, what is the action when they click on send me the free download? Let me zoom in. Yep. So what I have said the action is submit order and submit form. But on top of that, where is the name and email going and how the email marketing is integrated? That's something over here in the integrations tab. So if I go into settings and integration over here, I've done this integration with GetResponse, which is my email marketing tool, which I'll show you in a while. And then it is adding to a campaign, which is something which I have created. All right, which I have created. So it is getting added to this particular email marketing tool. So now let me share my screen of email marketing. When somebody is entering the full name and email and clicking on send me the free download, what is happening? So let's share email marketing tool, which I'm using. So this is my GetResponse dashboards. This is one of the tools which I'm using. And if I go into lists, this is the list which is there. All right. Free ebook, podcast, or this one, ebook, PFPP confirmed. After they enter their name and email over here, I'm showing them a page which is check your email page. I have created that customized page, which I'll show you in a while. And in that, I might have a video that, hey, please check out your email now, and then click on the link in the subscription. So at the same time, one of the email is also being sent, and inside that there is a link, and then they are getting this thank you page of accessing ebook, access ebook. And when this happens, another email is also there, which is thank you email, which has the ebook download link as well. So this is check your email, and this is thank you email. So now let me show you how this is happening on the screen. So if you see, this is the double opt-in, and now the custom URL. Once they confirm, all right, once they confirm the access, they are being shown the thank you page, where they are able to access the page. On top of that, they are also being seen the offer of 499 rupees. So thank you plus OTO offer. All right. Thank you plus OTO offer. So that's the custom URL. After they confirm the subscription, I want them to redirect over here. So that's how it is going. So can you see the second step is check your email. When somebody is entering the name and email on the first ebook landing page, they are now going into check your email page. Let me show you how that looks like. Click on edit page. And here it is. Wait, check your email to get download copy. And this is my video where I'm speaking something. And I'm also telling them that you will receive an email just like this one. So search for that email, click on the link. And once they click on the link, that's where it will go to this particular page, which is a discounted page. All right. Obviously, I have created multiple variations. There was an offer of my mom's birthday as well. So I created a separate thank you landing page and thank you page. Then the month of August, last 10 days, I had this 10-day special offer. So people were redirected to that page, and I'll show you that particular page over here. All right. So once they confirm the link, as I showed you in GetResponse, they are now redirected to this particular landing page, which is this. All right. Pay 499 and get lifetime access now, 75% discount offer, join blah, blah, blah. The challenge is going away. So this timer was a real timer. All right. And that is being set over here. Now, because this is an EST time zone, I had set this based on the EST time zone because I cannot select the IST over here. So in EST time zone on 31st August at 3 p.m., it is equivalent to somewhere around 12:30 a.m. over here in India. And that's where I wanted this to be like gone forever. All right, gone forever. So it is now gone forever. People cannot purchase this because if they go and try to purchase, the payment link is not working. All right, the payment link which I have shared over here, if they click on this, if I go into the payment link, which is this one, all right, Razorpay payment link. So let's try to visit that link and let's see what happens. Page expired. I showed you that page expiry thing. All right. So people cannot purchase this particular thing. Now, either you can do this thing where you are using a expiry date on your payment, or you can redirect this page to a page where it says enrollment have closed. All right, so that you can do by clicking on this, and then there is a redirection link over here. All right, so you can change this redirection link by a separate page link, and on that page you will say, hey, sorry, but the enrollments have closed. So that's something which you can do. All right, that's something which you can do. So that's how this funnel over here is working. All right, that's how it is working. So let me just zoom in. So ebook, then this, then this, then this, then this. Now, depending upon how much upsells you have, it totally depends upon you. But this is the criteria of any sales funnel, guys. Now let's talk about the tracking parameters, all right, and how it is being linked with Facebook ads. So I'll share the screen with you now of my Facebook. I'll share one advertisement over here. You shall be able to see my screen over here. Yep. This is one of the, I'm going to show you one campaign. Obviously, I cannot show you the entire dashboard, but this is one campaign which I'm showing you where I was just promoting the ebook. And let me share the advertisement as well. If I go to the advertisement, I guess the sound might not work. Yeah, the sound might not work, but it is plain and simple. I'm saying that, hey, if you want to learn how to build your podcast in 7 days, in 7 steps, then download, swipe up, download. I'm just saying that in normal way, in 15-second advertisement. All right. And then I have targeted this based on my cold audience. I have targeted people who are interested in social media marketing and plenty of other stuff. Like I have a detailed video of that inside my Facebook and Instagram ads coaching program, which is free. So go into that. I don't want to waste time over here. So targeting and everything is explained over there. But right over here, this was the copy. Now, based upon that copy, just imagine I have created this custom dashboard where I'm tracking that after spending how much? After spending 6,619 rupees on this campaign, combined in both these advertisements, there were two different ads with different words. That's it. All right. Meanwhile, before I move further, let me just see if you can see. Okay, fine, perfect. 6,619 rupees in this campaign, and imagine like how much money I have generated in this. Let's calculate this in total. So let's go to calculator. I'll explain you everything. All right, so we have invested 6,619.5. So that much is the investment. Now let's start from left hand side. I was promoting ebook. All right, download ebook. Now 305 people have downloaded. So cost per downloading ebook. So cost per lead for me was 21 rupees 70 paisa. 21 rupees 70 paisa over here. All right. Now, if you imagine like you are investing 20 rupees, around 20 rupees in just getting one download, you might think, oh my God, like this is so costly. But if you have upsells, if you have sales funnel properly, all right, then what will happen? Let me show you that. So just imagine I'm showing you all the numbers inside this with all the offers. So there was my mom's birthday 1-day offer, 12 hours offer, where there was 500 rupees purchase product. 16 people out of this campaign, people who had downloaded and everything, 16 people have purchased at 500 rupees in the backend. So I generated 7,984 rupees out of that. So any which ways, this is like nullified. All right. Now, obviously, this was super bad. Why? Because anyway, see, I was not, your objective was to get more downloads, not to sell this product. So this campaign was optimized in a way where I wanted more downloads, but in the back end, something also happened where I generated this much money from this particular conversion. Then there was another offer which was at 1,000 rupees. 3 people also purchased that. So 3,000 rupees, all right, over there as well. And then there was a product at times which was worth 2,000 rupees. And 16 people have purchased that. And that's where the real money was, around 32,000. So let's call this as 8,000 rupees. And this is 3,000. So 11,000. How much is that? 43,000 rupees generated out of how much? Out of almost 6,619. So 43,000 divided by 6,600, let's say 6.5. All right, 6.5 is the ROAS. Like ROAS was 6.5 from this particular campaign. Meaning when you invested 1 rupees in business, you got 6.5 rupees out of that. Right? When you invested 1 rupee in this campaign, you generated 6.5 rupees back. So that's how you calculate, and that's the power of sales funnel. If you properly learn how to have sales funnel and properly strategize all these products, low ticket product, which is front end product, and then comes the OTO, upsells, high ticket offer, that's where you get to know that, okay, fine, this is where the real money lies. All right. So try to have your lead magnet, which is so knowledgeable for people, that will build trust in people. And once again, this is just the conversion of what? Of the Facebook ad. Imagine I already have these 305 people in my leads now. All right, in my leads now, and email marketing automation, वहां से जो पैसे आए होंगे वो तो अलग tracking है. So definitely this 43,000 might have gone up, and it might have reached to 50,000 to 60,000 just from 6,000 rupees, right? So if I calculate overall, the overall ROS might be 10 rupees, meaning if I'm investing 1 rupees, then I'm getting 10 rupees back through this particular promotion. That's the power. All right. So this is where the entire system lies. All right, guys. So kindly throw me a quick one if this is making sense. All right. Kindly throw me a quick one, because for a lot of people, this might be in-depth training. For a lot of people, this might be like a revision. For a lot of people, this might be like out of the blue. So a lot of people might be having this kind of thing. Throw me a quick one if this is making sense. This is all long term. Now, can you imagine that building personal brand and making money out of it, lakhs of rupees per month, is 100% possible, but it won't happen over the night. It won't happen over the night. All right. Now I'll show you the Zapier thing, that how this all was integrated, and how like just by investing maybe $50 or $100 a month in Zapier as a tool, which might be like 5,000 or 6,000 rupees. If you are able to generate this kind of money, obviously investing that kind of money is just like you paying an employee. All right. So for me, I might be running a 50 people employee team, but actual physical people might be 5 to 10, because the remaining 40 people would be tools like this. All right. Tools like this. So that's what I would call. So let me show you Zapier, and I will tell you what happened when you purchased this podcast roadmap challenge, or when you were trying to buy the lead magnet or upsell or anything. So I'll share the screen now for that one. Perfect. So obviously this Zap is off right now because it is not currently working. The enrollments have closed, but I'll show you. This is a 3-step Zap. All right. This was 3-step Zap. And the first step was catching a hook. So when somebody is making a payment on Razorpay, which was, let's suppose, 1,000 rupees or 999 rupees for this podcast roadmap challenge, if you are paying that, then as a brand, what Digital Pratik wanted to do, I wanted to give you access of podcast roadmap challenge to you guys. All right. And that course entirely is built on what? Is hosted on a platform called Teachable. So on Teachable, how do you log in? You log in using email, and you log in using your name. So at least I require these two details. So what I did was, I created this Razorpay payment gateway, and I was capturing your name, email, and phone number as well, in case if my support team needs that. So when you are making that payment, automatically my Zapier wanted you to get enrolled in Teachable product, which was 7 days podcast roadmap challenge. This was the course which I want you to enroll automatically in the backend, and all the emails should be triggered when you make a purchase of 999 rupees or whatever the price point was when you paid the amount. Along with this, I also want in the back end for my brand, I also want you to be added to a customer list which is on get response, so that I can send you emails as well periodically. All right, just like you might have received an email for this live training yesterday and today as well. Similarly, similarly, if I want to send any emails, then I want you to be added on this as well. So there are 3 different actions, meaning there are 3 different employees for me who are doing work in the backend. And that is, one, when you make a payment, I want you to be added and given course access. So by default, I'm having an invisible support team, which is Zapier. Then invisible support team, which is Zapier again, who is adding you to the customer list as well. So now let me show you how that is happening on Zapier. Let's share the screen. So check this out. This is catch hook. This is one of the elements of Zapier, which is webhooks by Zapier. I'm trying to catch the hook, which is the payment over here. And then I'm customizing requests. So this is the link which you have to copy, and you have to paste this inside like your Razor Pay payment button. All right. And inside that Razor Pay, there is this integration. So just make sure, just note down this. Let me share my whiteboard once again. If you want this to happen, then in Razor Pay, you go to settings. I cannot show you because that is a private API. Settings, and there would be something known as API. All right. In that segment, you have to paste this particular code, which is being shown on the screen right over here. So webhook URL. So you have to paste this, and then you have to find the data. So try to test that. All right. By making a fake payment on your payment page, you have to do that. So once that would be happening, you will get some data, and that's where you can click on continue. And then what should happen when somebody is making a payment on Razor Pay? You want them to be enrolled in Teachable course. So choose an app which is Teachable. What do you want to happen? Enroll user in a course. Which course? That is something like a Teachable your account, and then customize user enroll. So you want people to enroll in podcast roadmap challenge. And then obviously I'll just scroll fast because the private details are there. Then you have to select the name, email from the Razor Pay, and that's how you have to do. Done editing. On top of that, you also want them to be added to get response list, which is your personalized customer list, which is this one. All right, 7D roadmap cust. 7D roadmap cust. Now I'll show you this list over here where you guys are added over here. So let me just share that screen of get response in a while. So as I mentioned, like I closed the enrollments after we had 1,500 participants in this podcast roadmap challenge family. So right now, if you are watching this, you are into this list, 7D roadmap cust. 1,500 plus people are over here. So I can send these people updates anytime. All right. And that's how the list goes on and on and on. So by default, when you are making a purchase, you are by default enrolled or added to this customer list. So all I have to do is once a while, I have to create this list, nothing else. All right, nothing else. And yeah. And next, let's suppose you are getting this, then how do you create emails? There are 2 kinds of email, autoresponders, which you get instant, and there are newsletters or broadcasts, which are scheduled like updates, which you got. So I'll go into autoresponders over here. And let's say I'll open up the calendar preview. And do we have anything? Yep, there we have. So when you are enrolled inside ebook, so when somebody enrolls in ebook for free, then the first email which they get is this one. And you might have also got this. All right, let's preview that. You might have received this email from my end. When you had downloaded the ebook, you might have received this email. Throw me a quick one if you had received this email by default. I'll show you the preview of that. Meanwhile, throw me a quick one if you had received this email when you had tried to download the ebook. Let me wait for the comments. All right, perfect. 111. Awesome. So yeah, that's how it goes. All right, that's how it goes. And then what you can do is, I'll once again share this new screen of get response. Then on day 1, I have scheduled another email, which is automatically you receiving this email. Then on day 3, this would be the email. Day 4, this would be the email. Then I have a break of this many days. And after 4 days, you will get once again this email. All right. So that's how you can schedule. You can schedule as much as you can. Now for this particular list, I had only scheduled 5 emails at a specific time period. All right. At a specific time period. So that's what you can do. That's what you can do. And similarly, I'm also doing this new list, which would be for this new product for Insta coaching. So I'll schedule new emails for that as well now. So every list has its own capability of customization, which you can do at your end. All right, which you can do at your end. Bro, did you never get tired? Nope. When you love your work, you never get fucking tired. All right. Now you'll come to know who Digital Pratik is. Digital Pratik is not just a normal Instagrammer, not a normal content creator. He's a real marketer with all the energy, whether I'm doing organic content, whether I'm coaching, consulting, whatever I do. In fact, I was the same guy in my call center days as well, whether it was like a calling process or chatbot process. Chatbot in the sense like online chat representative. So guys, I mean, there are plenty of stuff, and like this is what did I tell you in the email? Let's open up the email. I'm sharing with you one funnel which you'll love, and then I'll reveal something for you. I've done something as a funnel for you, which I might share. Yep, here we go. All right, and now let me share the screen. So you would be able to see this ClickFunnels account right now, the funnels. This is still ongoing. All right, it is still not complete. The complete version is on my notepad over here, which I'm going to show you is the complete version. All right, so there would be 2 different upsells as well. And that's the thing which you will see. So the ebook which I'm going to sell is obviously the one which you are seeing on the screen over here. It would be 59 pages free ebook where I'll be actually teaching you super in depth. And this would be obviously free, but this would be lead magnet. And just imagine in lead magnet as well, I'm going to share a lot of things. How I generated more than 2 lakh plus quality traffic to my profile with an average CTR of 134%. How to create a proven structure and set up a system on your Instagram bio. And then I will also present to you a sales funnel template worth 3,000 rupees absolutely for free along with this ebook. All right. People who would be buying this, they will only get it. But not buying, obviously, downloading this will only get it. So this would be the landing page, and obviously this would be double opt-in. So unless they don't confirm, they won't be able to come forward. Then obviously there would be a preview of this particular thank you page. This is still not complete. This is still under build. So there would be an offer of 499 rupees and which would be a video training. And along with that, I would be providing like 6 content packed modules, which would be ultimate email marketing automation, sales funnel training, welcome emails, swipe file scripts, all the emails which I was like showing you by default, like the downloadable scripts, lead magnet, FB ads script, copies, advertisements, everything, like all these things just for 500 rupees. All right. If they upgrade the offer, this is what would come, like step by step, everything is there. Obviously you won't be able to buy this right now because it's still under like construction. It's still under construction. And then there would be a super duper in-depth advertisement training program, which would be like 5,000 rupees. And then there would be another program, which is like my coaching program, which would be once again 10,000 rupees. So there are a couple of things which would come up and line up. which you would see right now. If you go to any of these links, they won't work for you, and don't waste your time over here, because these are all dummy links. So yeah, that's the thing which I wanted to show you, that please don't like, whatever you will, wherever you will go, you won't be able to purchase anything, and this all would be available soon. I'm still not sure. So this is my many chat. I'm using many chat right now. I've used Mobile Monkey as well, and now once again I'm back to many chat. So many chat is the tool which I'm using right now for chatbot, and just see. I'll show you step-by-step process of how it is done. So this is how I'm thinking. All right. So this is my this is one of the bots which I have. There are multiple bots in the growth tools, but right now this is my active bot, which is by default bot. So what happens when somebody clicks or goes to ask Digital Pratik or something like that? They'll see this first message, which would be having this which would be having this face, and then I'll say many thanks for connecting with me, blah blah blah. Then I'll present them 3 different buttons, and the first button is linking. If they're clicking on this podcasting button, then I'm also tracking their action. All right. So what I'm tracking is, I'm tracking how many people are clicking on this podcasting button. At the same point in time, they will also get this message, which would be this one. All right. That's awesome. Even I am into podcast a lot, especially these days. This is my podcast cover. And then I'm saying, hope you like that. And then after 3 seconds of gap, once again, there would be a new message, and would say, anyways, so tell me, how can I help you with podcast? Then I'm sharing this 2 buttons once again, start a podcast and listen to my podcast. So once again, all these button clicks are being tracked. So let's say if somebody is clicking to listen to my podcast, then I'm tracking that, how many clicked on listen to my podcast. So like, it is super in-depth, guys, and that's the reason why I don't want to show you everything in one go, or else you'll get overwhelmed with everything. All right. So all this is known as marketing automation, guys. All this is known as marketing automation.